My eyes were opened at the age of 30 when I prepared to celebrate my very first Mother's Day without my mom. As other people giggled about what gift they were going to pick out for their mothers or what wonderful place they were going to take her to, I silently cried because my only option was to go to the cemetery. It hadn't even been a year yet, and I was overcome with how unfair my loss was and also how tone deaf those people around me were. But truth be told, before I had this trauma, I had also been tone deaf to what other people might be experiencing on a day that is supposed to be joyous. I don't think the joy of Mother's Day ever really came back, despite me having young children who could go to school and make those adorable gifts for their mother. It's just like the joy of the day was muted by my pain of not having my own mom physically present. And then at the age of 40, Mother's Day got worse for me after the death of my 5-month-old. How was I expected to celebrate that day when one of my children wasn't there with me? Since then, my eyes have been opened to the many ways that a day that's supposed to be one of celebration can hurt for different people. In addition to my examples of having a mother or child who's passed away, there's a couple other scenarios that come to mind. For example, what happens for the person whose mother was never in their life? As people share all the ways that their mothers have blessed them, for the person who hasn't had that mother present, it's almost as if their void is magnified. Another example is the person who may have friction with their mom. For them, Mother's Day may be a great reminder of all that they don't have. How do you celebrate someone who may have or still is causing you pain? And what greeting card fits that scenario? The last scenario where Mother's Day can hurt is for the person who's experiencing fertility issues. This is an area where I think we need to give more consideration than we do right now. We never know what someone's situation is, whether they have never had children or can't have additional children. But sometimes for those folks, the celebration of Mother's Day is also the illumination of something they're trying to achieve and cannot get. In this area, can I also say to you, please stop asking people when they're going to have children or more children. It's presumptive and rude. We don't know what someone's situation is. So what do you do if you or someone you know fits into one of those categories? The first thing that we can do is find a person that we can share our pain with. This is a safe person who can just listen and hear you out. Whether it's a friend or professional, this step is really important. The second step is I encourage people to stay off of social media on Mother's Day if Mother's Day is hard for you. The constant posts about other people and their joy can really impact your state of mind. And then the third thing you can do is plan a day for yourself. Perhaps it's a walk in the park or going to the beach or the pool, or it even could be getting together with a group of friends who maybe have similar situations and Mother's Day isn't their favorite holiday either. Whatever it is, be intentional about taking care of yourself. 2 final points. Because we're talking about Mother's Day, we might assume that we're only speaking about women having pain on that day. But men can suffer on Mother's Day just the same. So please be sensitive to their needs as well. And the second point is everything that we've said about Mother's Day can also apply to Father's Day. As I approach June and my very first Father's Day without my father being physically present, I am going to be very intentional about doing things on that day to soothe my soul as I miss the man who was present throughout my entire life. For all these scenarios, the point is to open our eyes to the world around us so that we can be sensitive and soothing to our needs as well as those we care the most about.